Hey my dudes, and welcome to something a bit different. Now, I've never done a top 10 vid before, so if it's not as good as others, I apologise, but this is the first time I've ever done a video project like this. But I wanted to after seeing a post yesterday, or by the time this video uploads, it might have been a few days ago, but yeah, anyway, beside the point. After release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo, I was so hyped, I even made a video on it like an hour after it downloaded because I just had to play it. Anyway, shortly afterwards, I was on social media, as you do, you know, just browsing through my feed, and I saw a post which stated that Final Fantasy 15 was getting some hate. The post didn't say why, but I instantly felt a little down, to be honest, because I personally love the game, and it means a lot to me. So the fact that it was getting shit on so many years after its release, like, come on guys, it's been 4 years. Like, come on. Alright, it wasn't a good feeling. Now, I don't trust everything I see on the internet, but I saw some similar posts afterwards saying pretty much the same stuff, and I instantly was like, no, I'm not having this. No, Jerry, no! Anyway, and I wanted to do something, and my mind just popped up with this video as an idea, like, oh yes, spicy. The whole point of this video is to focus on the positives, all the good stuff. Just to be clear, I am not making this a shit on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I am really looking forward to it, the game, and I am proper excited for it. I think complimenting one game by being an ass to another is just really petty, and I am not doing that. So, this video is to support, I guess? It's basically a video for the Final Fantasy 15 fans, the ones who enjoyed the game and have been fans ever since. It's also for the people tired of only seeing the negatives when these top 10 videos exist. This video is going to be purely positive, filled with compliments and my own opinion, which is probably right, but you can disagree with if you want to, who knows. There's going to be no hate, no shitting on stupid shit. Does that make sense? Probably not, I don't know. It's just a little fun project though, just a little fun project for people to enjoy. Now that I've explained what this is, I should let you know in advance, this is a warning. I'm not sure how much rambling or how long this is going to be. I'll find out once it's done and I'm editing it, but for now, I've got no clue. And like I said, this is my own opinion, so you know, you don't have to agree on like everything, but either way, I hope you enjoy. So now, sit back, relax, and now let's begin on some good times. Right, so let's start off with the basics. The basic premise of a game or any game. Let's just start with the smaller stuff and work our way up. So, number 1 on the list, the world map. Now, whilst not the biggest in video game history, it's still fairly large with lots of extra things to look at and explore. The scenery is beautiful and vast, plenty of opportunities to take a photo, and driving around, fighting anything you come by, discovering new quests, and talking with the locals can be very relaxing. It's very zen, we're very peaceful in this community. The map has a sense of freedom where you're allowed to access most places as long as you either have your car, your chocobo, or your character themselves on foot can reach it. The map itself and area is not confusing as has enough features to keep you busy throughout your either quests, day, or if you're bored and just wants to kill some things. Because I know I do! All the time! I definitely don't have a problem. Now, number 2 on our list is combat. Now, this is the one I think some people are going to disagree with me on, but still, I digress. I personally love the combat system in Final Fantasy 15. The way you interact with all 4 characters by calling on cool attacks by the others, and now also with the adding switching system, which is so cool because each character has their own style of fighting and it kicks ass, really feels like teamwork. Plus, the way the characters communicate with each other in combat is brilliant. The banter is pure in this game, boys. Pure. The way you access items is also really neat and efficient. And I, for one, enjoy fighting in this game. And if you don't enjoy fighting in this game, have you ever just considered slightly that you may just be bad at it? Nah, I'm joking. We're moving on. Next, number 3, let's go! Our next point number 3, is the creatures in this game. The animal/monster design in this game, like most Final Fantasy games, is brilliant. Numerous times I've been astounded by the looks and size of those creatures. They are big boys that I just have to stop and admire them and maybe even take a photo because I'm a professional photographer in the making, guys. Don't at me. And if you've ever bought a Final Fantasy type design book filled with pics, I have 2 by the way because I'm special and I'm slightly obsessed, then you can see the sheer amount of detail in these creatures, and in short, they are awesome. They're fantastic! Okay? Just feeling all nostalgia right now. I remember the first time I opened and played this game and looked around the map, and did you ever just feel so small looking at it all and so just amazed by the scenery and just... I still remember the first time I opened that game and it was brilliant. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful game. Okay, guys. Right, moving on. And now we're at point 4, hunts and side quests. While the hunts in this game are optional, I highly recommend doing them. Not only do they level you up with those cool old XP and items, but it's also pretty fun. Like I said in point 2, I just found the combat in this game really enjoyable, so get good. And you get to fight something that not only may be a challenge, but is also cool as shit to look at, with each character you fight having different attacks / quirks about them, just like I mentioned in point 3. Like the flying ones that continually kick my ass because I can't fly, and it is bullshit that they can. It's not fair, guys. It's not fair. Give me wings. Plus, you may end up with some cool pick shots. Side quests are obviously optional as well, however I think you definitely have to do at least a few. It is no longer optional, for I say you must do them. And my word is fucking law! They'll give you XP and either give you a cool story or a chance to bond and talk with some of the characters, especially ones who give you the quest. You get to know them a little better, and it's all good fun. We're all here to have a good time, guys. We're all just here to enjoy, okay? Cool. Moving on! Point 5. We're halfway through, guys. Bear with me. Character hobbies. Now, you may think to yourself, Alexa, what? Character hobbies? What does that mean? I don't understand. And let me tell you, my friend, I am here to tell you about what I am on about, because that is the point of this. Yes. Anyway, I will go into great detail about the characters themselves later on, since that is a big old topic on itself. But for now, let's focus on the hobbies. Everyone has hobbies, and these guys do too. Each 4 main characters have their own little thing they like to do. For example, Prompto does photography, Noctis likes fishing, Ignis does cooking, and Gladio is a bit of a survival freak. While these obviously aren't their only interests as proven in-game, these are the 4 hobbies the game mainly focuses on. And not only does it give the character a little bit of, well, character, but it also is pretty cool for the player too. With Promptos, you get really nice and beautiful photos every time you rest your party at a campsite or a hotel. With Noctis, you get a fishing minigame that the player themselves partakes in, with also side missions that you need to fish to beat them. Catching that, I'll tell you what now, though, I'll tell you right now, catching that last mission big ass fish almost kicked my ass, but it was worth it just for the satisfaction, I'll tell you now. Plus, no video game is complete without a fishing minigame. I'm sorry guys, I don't make the rules, I just repeat them so you know them, okay? With Ignises, you can collect ingredients and choose what recipe you should cook for the group, each one giving different stats and may especially perk up a particular character. Just make sure you don't serve veggies too often, because Noct don't like those. No sorry, no he does not. Gladius is less interactive as it is mainly leveled up by moving around on foot, but it's still pretty neat all the same. These guys just want to have fun. That's all they want to do. Moving on to point 6, little extras in games. Now, this category is for a few small things that are too little for their own category, but should be mentioned anyway. Let's start off with the soundtrack. Really cool, nice music as you're fighting stuff and as you're wandering around, and I love the little chocobo theme that is played as well. So that's always nice. The soundtrack is brilliant in this game, and no one can deny that part. Also, wandering around the map and looking at things in the city and town place, you'll find some extras which, while small, will just add to the whole thing. Some are reading material found scattered around the place. Sometimes it will just tell you what a thing is, sometimes it may explain something, but either way, it's just a little added something to the game. Then there's also the stuff like the pinball machine in diners, that is actually a mini-game you can interact with. It's pretty simple, as it is, you know, a pinball machine, like, that's kind of what they are, but it's cool. The regalia, I hope I'm saying that right, because feck knows I don't know how to say it. It's a really pretty car that when upgraded can become a beast of a monster truck, where you can actually jump in it. Isn't that neat? Jump! Woohoo!
Right.
Fuck! Not what normal cars should do, but it's pretty cool anyway. Just don't jump over a bridge and kill everyone. That'd be pretty stupid, right? I jumped over the fence, and the game let me, and I fell. The car, with everyone in it, fell, and they died. Oh boy. You can also listen in on characters, plants and veggies, although Noct probably ain't too happy about that. Find chests and items, raise chocobos, and make them all pretty, and so on and so forth. There's probably more, but I'm taking this on the fly, so bear with me. Moving on! Point sexy 7. That's right, we're at 7. We're near to the end. Well, okay, here we go. The customization. Now, while this is a small thing, I feel like it deserves its own point anyway, just because I think it's really neat and nice, and I don't know, I just really like it, so I wanted to put it in. When I'm talking about the customization, I'm mainly on about the character's clothes/abilities, etc, etc. Dressing up the characters in different outfits, some of them hilarious, with Nox for example, the cup noodle hat, best outfit by far, let's be honest dude, you cannot top that. That is peak fashion. Peak. And no one can say otherwise. With the casual outfits and the Crown's Guards outfits, along with a few unlockable extras, I just think these features are a nice touch. Being able to customize their abilities, especially the ones you call upon in a fight, is also helpful for you to change to whatever ones suit your taste. Obviously, the superior abilities, however, is Prompto's abilities Recall and Trigger Happy, which does a shit ton of damage and kicks major ass. Now, I'm joking, the whole point of this section is that you get to customize the abilities to how you want to fight in the game. So choose whichever one you like, keep with it, level it up, and it will get stronger. So, moving on. Point 8, the DLCs. Now, while I can only talk for the ones I have played myself, I still feel like this deserves its own little point and topic. So, when I talk about the DLCs, the ones I played personally was Episode Pronto, Episode Arden, the side quests that got added on, the Close Encounter of the Terrorkind, an Adventurer from Another World, the Chocobo Festival, and the Assassin's Creed Festival, / the collab between the two games in general was pretty awesome. So while I have not played all the DLCs, the ones I have not let me down. With different combat styles in the episode and all the fun extras you can do in the festivals, plus the side quests with cool little crossovers, I have not been disappointed by any of these add-ons. Obviously, that's why I was a little disheartened when they announced they were not going to release any more of them, but we're here to focus on the good stuff and the positives, so at least we got what we got and we should be grateful with what they have already provided us with. I'd rather have that than nothing because these DLCs were the bomb. I really hope that one made sense. Moving on! Point 9, interaction between the characters. Now, while I briefly mentioned this in the combat bit about how they talk to each other and interact during the fight, I feel like I should expand on it a little bit more and mention the stuff outside the battle as it's just as fun. From the small conversations to the biggest cutscenes, you can practically taste the bonds these characters have to each other. Now, when I'm talking about this particular point, I'm mainly referring to the big four, Noctis, Prompto, Ignis, and Gladio. While other characters do interact and have their own connections to these fours, I think that the four themselves have the biggest connection, which is shown constantly throughout the game. And I think these conversations, these cutscenes, and these connections are what make the game so special. And why we love it so much. Because we do. You know we do. We definitely do. We got to. And if you don't, I don't know why you're watching this video, but you've made it this far, so on to point 10. Finally, we move on to point 10, where I'm leaving the best for last. Can you guess what it is? Don't bother telling me, I can't actually hear you, but that's right, it's the characters themselves. Point 10. The characters. Now, I have mentioned some things about the characters themselves previously, just such as hobbies and fighting abilities, but I think that this is such a big part of this game and it deserves to not only be on this list but be the best one on the list, since this is the greatest part of Final Fantasy 15. Now, when I say characters, obviously I don't mean all of them. Some aren't as great as others. For example, the big revenge baby who needs to get a grip. But anyway, my main point is going to be about the main four, but for now, a few honourable mentions. Gotta slide those in there. The side characters, the ones that give you quests. If the game wanted to, it could have been written these characters as plain and boring, that once their quest is done, you get your award and that's it. But the game didn't do that. Now, I have mentioned this partly before, so I shall keep it brief. This game lets you see a little into these characters' lives, their traits, their thoughts, from Dave the Hunter to the Frog Professor lady, also known as Sonia. I think that's how you say it. Hell, even the fisherman who gave you the fishing quest has more characters than there technically needs to be, and it is brilliant. Now, a step up from that is the most prominent featured side characters, such as Core, King Regis, Cindy, etc., so on and so forth. While some of these characters don't have too much screen time, they have found a place in a lot of people's hearts. Obviously, there's divided opinion on them, and as yourself, I have my own opinion about each of these characters, but we're not getting into that. The point is that quite a lot of people love these characters, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Finally, we move on to the big four. I'm gonna keep calling them that because it's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Game time wise, these characters take up the most of it, especially Noctis, who is the main character, and they deserve every last second. These guys are the most human-like characters with their own unique invisible thoughts, likes and dislikes, personalities, interests, and as previously mentioned, interactions. Throughout the game, these guys are pretty much always there, and compared to the other games, I have never enjoyed the company, I guess is the right way to put it, more than with them. They feel real, they act real, and they are fucking written well. But let me be more specific. Firstly, let's start with the voices. The voice acting in this game is brilliant, and these characters especially so. Each one suits them well, and you can practically hear the emotions and the conveying of thought in these guys' speech. Secondly, the character design. Absolutely fab. Let me tell you why. Each character is different in not only looks, but also fashion sense, yet they are all cool and, let's face it, real fucking pretty. Also, not gonna lie, but I really like their clothes. I would love Nox boots or Prompto's or Gladio's jacket. Ignor's too smart for me, but that's because he's proper and I am definitely not. I already mentioned about customizing their clothes, so I'll leave that point there. I'd also just like to re-mention how each character having different abilities is also cool, and it's another point, but since I've already previously gone into detail about that, I'll move on. Personalities. Some aspects of these guys' personalities are so different, yet it works so well. While no character is the same, no character is easy to hate or get annoyed at. You have 4 awesome characters that their own selves, and while people have their favourites, we love them all. And those that do hate any of the big 4 can go suck a dick! Not only do we, as the player, enjoy these characters, but, as previously mentioned before, these 4 also have the biggest bonds in their little group, and it is one of the strongest things in this game. That and that level 99 side mission, because oh boy, that was something. That big snake lady kicked my butt numerous times. No! 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 Get the fuck back in there! God fucking damn it, Noctis, you fucking moron! Whether you see them as brothers, friends, or something a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying. They're gay, Carol! God damn it! Seriously, no matter how you see it, anyone who has played this game can clearly see the connection these dudes share. And I suppose, playing the game, you feel like you're part of that. I hope that makes sense. And we're done! And there is my top 10 good things about Final Fantasy 15. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. You know, all this lovely stuff. Please also check out my other videos if you want more Final Fantasy 15 and other games as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! And also don't forget to feel those positive vibes.